Hello, and welcome to another edition of One Bad Veggies Root Beer Review, where in this review, things get a little dirty. So yeah, in this review, we're doing triple X or triple X or triple XXX root beer. It's a weird name. And honestly, I made the joke that it's gonna get a little spicy in here, but it's actually not, because triple XXX is actually a family restaurant. It used to be like a drive-in chain back in like the 50s or whatever, but now apparently it's a family restaurant and they make their own root beer and they sell it. I tried to look up information on the naming. Nothing. So whatever. That's just the name of the company. That's just the name of the restaurant. And there's really not a whole lot more to say other than that, but I'm not saying it's an unfortunate name. It's just a strange name for a family restaurant. I think we can all agree with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the ingredients. All right, let's go ahead and get into the ingredients, which should be appearing right here. And as you can see, pretty normal stuff. Got your preservatives, got your natural and artificial flavors, got your pure cane sugar, got your carbonated water. I mean, once again, it's a mystery what flavors are actually hidden under here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bottle now. And I like the style of the bottle here, the triple XXX. It looks very retro. I mean, even on the side of the bottle, it says since 1895. I mean, it doesn't really get much more retro than that. I mean, that by that point, I mean, geez, you're going back into the Revolutionary War. Who knows? But no, I'm kidding. That is very old, 1895. So, but no, it's got that cool retro thing. As far as I could tell, just doing my research that I did, the label is the sign for the restaurant, which I guess it had been for a very long time. Just looking up pictures and stuff, triple XXX, like I said before, it used to be a drive-in diner sort of affair, and I guess there's only one left in Indiana, and it's a family restaurant now, which is actually kind of cool, considering that they're still making their own root beer and everything. It's neat. I've seen this in the area where I'm from, which is near Indiana. So it must not just live in Indiana, it must make it across the border to the other states surrounding Indiana. So anyway, let's go ahead and open her up and get ourselves a little bit of the scent. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and crack it open. And there goes the bottle cap all over the ground, whatever. So, on the sweeter side, but it definitely has a hint of the spices and stuff that you would normally get in a root beer. Nothing standing out particularly. It's almost got kind of, I've described some root beers in the past as almost fruity in the way that they taste and their scent and stuff. And it's kind of got that going on. And I think that comes from the sassafras and the rooty flavors that make it a root beer, right? So I'm curious how this one's going to taste. So I mean, there's not a whole lot to say, so let's go ahead and just get into the pouring the foam. And here we are once again with the old trusty mug. Let's go ahead and give this one a pour and see how it goes. That's a good foam, but it's dissipating quick, so let's go ahead, get a little taste of that. Barely. Look at that. It's like, and there it goes. It's all gone. Nothing. Okay, so first off, I'll say that the foam on this one is flavorful, actually, not very bitter. Like I've said in the past, usually when you have something that's more chemical based and stuff like that, you end up getting kind of like a bitter flavor out of it because the actual fizz and everything is made out of uh, kind of like the same kind of stuff that they use in soap and stuff like that to make that fizzy, except for it's not soap, it's soda. But anyway, no, it's actually pretty good. The flavor, I mean, it's hard to say because sometimes I get a chance at having another sip before the foam completely disappears. This time I didn't. So it's very quick, kind of like, oh, what is that? I feel like I'm getting a lot of the flavors that I also had in the scent. Actually, kind of like I said, kind of those almost fruity rooty flavors. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the taste test and see how this one goes. All right, we know how this goes. Bombs up. So with this one, it's sweet. It's actually really sweet, kind of with the aftertaste and everything. Lingering vanilla sort of aftertaste, which is a positive. I definitely give that a positive attribute. It is whatever. The fruity rooty taste that I was kind of expecting didn't really come in all that much. It wasn't super spiced or anything like that. It was good. Definitely more on the sweet side. Had a little bit of a bite to it, which I enjoyed. Not overly, carbonated or anything like that. But I wouldn't necessarily call it like a creamy root beer or anything. See, there you go. The bite's pretty good when I'm sitting here trying to hold back burping in the microphone. So, but yeah, it's good. What else to say? If I start saying anything more, I feel like I'm gonna get more into territory that's more meant for the grading part. It's funny because as the aftertaste goes, I do kind of taste a little bit of that that fruity sort of flavor in the background, which is, like I said, it's fairly common in a lot of root beers. Just sometimes it's more pronounced than others. And this one's a little bit more pronounced, but it's funny because as you're drinking it, you're not really tasting that. You're kind of just tasting normal root beer flavors. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the letter grade. I feel like a lot of root beers that I review seem to hold the line, like it's the line between C or B, right? You don't run into a lot of bad root beers. You don't run into a lot of A root beers, a lot of boom, blow your mind kind of root beers. We do run into a lot of very good root beers where you have to sit there and you have to go, is this just good or is it a little bit better than good? And this is another case of that, where is it enough to cross the threshold from C to B? And I don't think that it is, so I'm going to give it a C. But again, when saying that, as you can just tell by the way I just described it, it's very good for a C, which all C's are good, but this one specifically, I would put a little bit higher. I don't have any problems with it, that's a big part of it. I don't have anything really negative to say about it. It's just very, very good, but it's not doing anything new. It's not reinventing the root beer wheel. It's just it's just not doing anything new either, right? It's not blowing my mind. So I guess in that case, yeah. See, and that's it for this one. Go ahead and like and comment and subscribe, or do none of those things and just enjoy the videos. And that's it for now. I hope you had a good time.